Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about my best luxury purchases of 2024. Now, as a content creator and avid bag collector, I have made a lot of purchases this year. Now, I did make a video on my worst purchases of the year. Be sure to check that out. But today we're going to talk about my favorite purchases of the year and why I absolutely adore each of these pieces. So I'm Jo, otherwise known as the Little Bean on Instagram, TikTok, and now here on YouTube. I started this channel in order to provide more in-depth reviews on my bags, as well as to share more of my bag collection, to include these amazing pieces. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. So the first bag we're going to talk about is one of my favorites of the bunch, and it is the Louis Vuitton Nano Dora. Now, I have done a full review of this piece if you want more details and specifics, so be sure to check that out. Now, after purchasing this bag, I did do a lot of thinking and finally decided that I was going to make some permanent changes to it in order to make it exactly the way I would want my bag to be. So the first thing I changed was that this bag came with permanent crossbody straps that came out of here and on the back here. I ended up cutting those straps off, adding a little bracket so that I could attach my own strap. And the reason I cut them was because I wanted to be able to wear this as a top handle bag without any crossbody strap on them. So now I have that ability to do so by just disconnecting the crossbody strap, and I can wear it, and it's such a cute look. Another thing I did is I utilized the handbag heels from the Gal's Guide in order to add feet to the bottom of the bag. Now, a benefit of this bag is that it is a black leather versus vachetta at the bottom. However, I wanted to be able to further protect the bottom of this bag, and so I was able to add those feet, and I really like how it looks, especially with, you know, the silver embossing here and the silver in my luggage tag as well. So the reasons why this is one of my favorite pieces is, first of all, I just absolutely love the style of this piece. I love that it is a little more unique, especially in the shape. And I also love the black and monogram. I am so obsessed with black and monogram pieces. I feel like they don't make enough of them. Something else that I love is the thickness at the top of this bag. Overall, while it does have a little wider base, it really does have a slim silhouette while still allowing for space at the top. The reason why I like the width at the top of this bag is if I fill it with a lot of things, it doesn't buckle or ripple the same way that the Alma BB does, where the Alma is very thin at the top, almost just the width of the zipper. So this allows me to pack this bag to its full capacity without having to worry about it looking all wonky up here or just being a little bent out of shape. In general as well, I love the size of this piece. I think it just looks really proportionate to my petite frame, and so I find that if I wear it crossbody, it doesn't look as big and clunky on me as the Alma BB does. While it's still large enough to be able to carry everything that I need, it can fit my iPhone 16 Pro as well as the Pro Max. So it is just a great size of a bag. Honestly, I think if I had to make any changes to the piece, the only thing I would really ask is that the straps, like if the zipper came up probably till here, and then they added these crossbody straps or like D-rings a little bit closer to the bottom on the sides of the bag. I'm not really a huge fan of caddy corner crossbody straps. Obviously, in this case, this was my main option, so I'm totally fine with it. But if I were to be really nitpicky and make any changes, that's probably the one thing I would do. Overall, I just absolutely adore this piece. I am so surprised I haven't heard anyone else really talk about it. If you see this on the market or resale anywhere, I would definitely recommend it. It is just such a cute little gem. So the next bag is the Gucci Ophidia Super Mini Bag. Now, this bag was actually the star of my first YouTube video. Be sure to check it out. I do a full review on this bag and go into the pros and cons that I found in more detail. So there are definitely a number of reasons why this bag made the top list for me this year. First of all, it's absolutely adorable. I mean, look at this. It is so cute, and it is really tiny when you see it in person. However, it's quite deceptive because this bag can hold a lot. And I think the reason for that is the fact that it is very consistent in shape all the way around from top to bottom. So I really can fit a lot into this piece without it getting wonky at the top with the zipper or having trouble closing. The bottom of this bag also has this leather lining right here, which I appreciate just to help protect it, especially given this cloth Ophidia piece here. So I do appreciate the fact that they did think about that. I also love the fact that the bag in itself is structured. So again, there's no insert in here, and it's able to just maintain the shape. So it always looks cute, and you don't ever see items kind of bulging out in their corners. It's actually very close in size and shape to the Speedy Nano from Louis Vuitton. Now, on a side note, I had mentioned in a previous video that I'm thinking about starting a series called Bag Wars, where I compare two very similar bags and talk about the pros and cons of each. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I think I'll probably look into doing that next year. I think there are two features though about this bag that really sold it for me. The first is the fact that the zipper goes all the way down on the sides. This allows you to really stretch the opening of this bag so you can really see everything inside and easily grab whatever you're looking for. The other feature I absolutely love is the fact that the D-rings on this bag are on the sides versus caddy corner on the top handles. I really dislike bags that have the crossbody attachments here on the top handles and say like the Alma BB, but this one has it on the sides here, and I find that bags that have these attachments on the side just lay better on me when I wear them as crossbody bags. Now, if I were to change anything about this bag, I would say that the zipper in itself isn't the smoothest. I have run this bag over with candle wax numerous times, and even then, there's still times when the zipper just isn't quite as smooth as I would want it to be. I think it is actually because the bag does go over on the corners like this here. Sometimes it just gets stuck because, you know, it might overlap like this or something and then just make it a little more difficult. But overall, especially since I added that wax to help with the zipper, it isn't that bad. And so if that's the biggest gripe about this piece, I feel like it's still a winner to me. And I definitely think that if you are looking for a bag in this size and shape, I would recommend it. So next we have the Pochette Métis East West. Now again, I have a full review on this bag where I go into the pros and cons in more detail, so be sure to check that out. Now this actually was on my wish list of bags to purchase while I was in Italy in September of 2023. However, when I was there, it was sold out. I ended up getting the Summer BB, but at the end of the day, it didn't really scratch the itch that was this bag for me. So this year I finally was able to get a hold of one, and I am so glad that I was able to add it to my collection. Now this bag is very similar in style to the original classic Pochette Métis, but it is obviously smaller and more of a rectangular shape to match its East-West name. So the main reason this bag made it to the top of the list this year is because I absolutely love the silhouette and shape and size of this bag. I actually love the look of the classic Pochette Métis a lot, but what I found is that especially if I tried to wear that bag as a crossbody bag, it just looks really large on my petite frame. So I really wanted a smaller version of that bag, and when they released this one, I knew it was something I wanted to add to my collection. I also appreciate the additional features that this bag has, to include this really beautiful chain that I feel like I can use on my other pieces, and then the adjustable crossbody strap is pretty handy as well. Now, the only gripe I really have about this bag is the fact that it is actually more expensive than the classic Pochette Métis. So the classic Pochette Métis, which is a larger bag, is $26.20 in US dollars, and this bag is $29.90. So I do think that there is a little frustration in me to know that I'm getting a smaller bag that costs more money. That said, as I note in my actual full bag review of this piece, to me, I'm really looking at wearability and cost per wear. So for me, I found that I really don't use my classic Pochette Métis very often, just because, like I said, the size I don't feel like is very proportionate to my frame. But this piece I am definitely more apt to pull out to wear because I just really do think it is far more proportionate and it just looks more like a crossbody bag that would fit my size. The only other thing I wish is that this bag just had a large back pocket that went all the way down to the bottom of the piece. While it's nice to have the security of a zipper, and the zipper is very smooth, it doesn't fit a phone, and really ideally I would love to be able to put my phone and just slide it into a back pocket. So I think honestly, in hindsight, if I were to have known that Louis Vuitton was going to release a smaller version of the classic Pochette Métis, I would have probably never purchased the classic version to begin with. That said, I am really glad to have both of them in my collection. At this point, they serve two different purposes. I tend to really just wear my classic one as a top handle bag, whereas this one I wear more as a casual crossbody. Overall, I do recommend this bag, especially for people that like a smaller version of the classic. I really do think this one is actually worth the money. So next up we have the Fendigraphy bag from Fendi, and it is honestly quite a plot twist because I literally drove 3 hours up to my nearest Fendi store with the intent to return this bag, only to walk out of the store keeping it, and now it has actually made its place in my top purchases of the year. So again, I do have a full review of this bag. I'll include links up here for you to check it out. So this bag I feel is quite unique in a variety of ways. Obviously it has this very loud and proud Fendi hardware at the bottom of the bag, but honestly when you're looking at it front on, you wouldn't really see just how loud that bottom piece is. So I kind of like that it is a balance of loud yet quiet and refined here in the main part of the bag. Now this bag has the ability to form different shapes. So here it is in that crescent moon type style, which I feel like would be great for an evening out type piece. Now this is the mini size, which I believe is in between the nano size and then the small version. I really do like this size. I think it is a little bigger than what I would think of when I think of the term mini. However, I do think it is quite spacious without feeling extremely bulky. Now I actually have used this bag quite a bit this year, and I am just loving how the leather on the bag is starting to get very loved and shiny and just looks absolutely stunning. Now the reason this bag made the top list for me this year is its versatility in styling. If you know me, you'll know that one of the features that I value most in my bags is the ability to style it and have many different options for how I can change its look to match whatever it is I'm wearing that day. Now it has obviously the strap here so that you can connect it, but then it also has D-rings as well, so you could add an extra chain or other pieces to style on the bag. So as I said, I had actually driven 3 hours up to the nearest Fendi, and I had packaged this bag up. I was ready to return her. She was sitting on the cash wrap desk so that I could exchange it for something else. And then I happened to see this Fendi bag strap, and I thought, I wonder what this bag would look like if it were crossbodied with the guitar strap. So I went ahead and attached it and tried it on, and I don't know what it was, but I absolutely immediately fell in love. I just think that this bag looks so sharp with the contrast of that Fendi Zucca print against the black of this bag, and it really adds like a casual look to the piece. I feel like I can wear this with so many of my outfits, and it's one of my favorite ways to style this bag. Another of my favorite ways to style this bag is with this bamboo handle that I actually got from Amazon. Again, I think this is really cute. It can be carried as a top handle, or it actually fits over my arm, so I can wear it as a shoulder bag. But I feel like it looks very much like a Gucci Fendi type of combination, and I just think it looks really cute. And then finally, for another shoulder bag option, I got this really beautiful Fendi strap that I found from a Japanese reseller on eBay. And it is this really pretty velvet material. And I just love how it looks combined with the black from this Fendigraphy bag. And it looks super cute when worn as a shoulder piece. Overall, I am so glad that I gave this bag a chance. At first, I was a little worried that it's a little bigger than my normal bags that I use, that it's a little louder than the bags that I have, but I just really love the style. I feel like it's quite unique. It can play understated while still having a little fun. And again, just the fact that I can wear this bag in so many different ways is really the huge selling point to me. So I feel like it is something that I could take, let's say, on vacation and wear it so many different ways that I wouldn't have to take as many bags with me. And those are the types of pieces that I feel last the longest in my collection, because they are those chameleons that can really just adjust to whatever it is that I'm styling that day. I think if I had to make one change to this bag, I would make it a little smaller. Now, I know that it's really intended to be styled in this dumpling look, and so they probably kept it this size so that you could still carry things in it while styling the bag in this way. But for me, I tend to wear this bag in its normal, more hobo type form, and it is just slightly larger than I'm normally used to. While I do think it is a great piece and I'm really glad to have it, if I were to make any changes, the only thing I would do is just maybe shave off probably like an inch or two on both sides. Overall though, this is an excellent piece. It is more unique and versatile, and I do think it is definitely something that would look great in anybody's collection. And finally, the last piece we'll be talking about today is one that I had never heard of prior to a few months ago, but I absolutely have been loving. It's actually a bag that I would argue as well doesn't look like something that I would normally be drawn to, but for some reason, I just cannot get enough of this piece. So this is the Louis Vuitton Mini Beaubourg Hobo. Now, again, I do have a full review of this bag to include all of the pros and cons with this piece, so be sure to check it out. I'll leave the link right there. Now, the bag actually comes with a yellow bag charm that sat right there, and then it also had these blue leather tassels that hung from here as well. I went ahead and I did remove the blue leather tassels. Now, I was able to do it in a way that they are able to be attached again, and I really don't think you'll be able to tell that I had ever removed them. So I am really happy with the results there. Something that I was really drawn to about this bag is the fact that it has this very slouchy effect. I feel like this slouchy look is really all the rage, and it will be very popular in 2025. And I love that relaxed look about the piece. Now, Louis Vuitton did release two sizes of what they're calling the slouchy bag, and it looks very similar to this, but it's actually, even the smaller version is much larger than this piece. And so something else that I appreciate about this Beaubourg is that it is a little smaller, so while it's still a hobo bag, it's not going to totally engulf my petite size. So the bag has this absolutely stunning handle, and I just am so obsessed with this Bordeaux color and the intricate braid. It is really beautiful, and as an added benefit, it's removable. So here is the bag styled very differently, utilizing this leather strap from my Semur BB, and then my leather tag from my Keep All, and then I added this super cute Alma micro bag charm, and I feel like the look of this bag now looks totally different, a totally different vibe, which I absolutely love. And again, this is all made possible because the straps are removable, and then it has this tab right here, which I feel like is perfect to accessorize. And again, one of the major trends I'm seeing for 25 is the continuation of all of the bag charms. And so I think this bag is just perfect for that resurgence and looks so cute. So this is my favorite way to dress up this bag in, again, that black and mono style that I absolutely adore. So I have this black braided strap that I found on Amazon. I have a luggage tag that I had gotten from Valerie Constance, and I added this charm piece that I found from Coach of all places, but I just think that it balances well with the gold hardware and the black leather piece as well. And since this bag has 2 D-rings, I'm able to add an extra crossbody strap. So this is actually the crossbody strap from my Louis Vuitton Clapton bag. It just adds another accent of black against the monogram, and so it really is just my favorite look. While I will always forever be a mini bag girl, I do appreciate having 1 or 2 larger bags in my collection so that I can carry a lot of things if needed. So if I were to change something about this piece, I think the biggest thing would be to add feet to the bottom. I do think that since it is just all canvas here, while canvas is pretty hard wearing, there are spots that are just going to be more prone to wear. So I think if they had added some gold feet on this, it would have really not only upped the style and look of the piece, but also add protection. So that wraps up this video of my top luxury purchases of 2024. As always, I always want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Do you agree with my picks? Which bag was your favorite? And what is your favorite luxury purchase that you made this year? As always, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you as a part of this community. If you want to watch more of my videos, I'll leave 2 more here and here. Otherwise, bye for now.